So hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm gonna show you something really cool. It's a 3x3 piston door that you can just activate here with those two buttons, and you can't see it really. Those glass blocks here are just because that you can see it, but you can also really hide it really well. So you don't really need a button here. You can also just put there something else that you can't see. So a normal player would think here's just a wall, here's nothing. But if you activate it by doing something, I just put here a button, you can activate this door. So for the door, you can it's normally it's the easiest with a 5 high wall, but you could also do it with a 7 high wall here. So I'm just gonna activate it here. And now you see here's the 7 high wall. It's just for a demonstration here. So you could also build it in a 7 high wall, this piston door, so you also couldn't see it. So for the door, it's quite simple and cheap. You would need a 4x3 area that's 6 blocks high for activating it, and then you would need a 3 wide, 6 high. And how long you want, up to 15 blocks for the door. So this machine is designed for the Bedrock edition. I don't know if it works for Java, but it should. If it doesn't really work, you might have to adjust here some things from this part. But I know that the reset and the stuff down here, that the pistons and the stuff above, that works. I know that. But with the stuff below here, I'm not entirely sure. So so someone that has Java should have to test it out if it really works. But for building it, you need at least 32 building blocks. You can also use dirt for the machine below. 21 redstone, 12 repeaters, 1 slabs. For just this the thing down here. And the machine up here just to power the pistons. And now if you want to build 3 of those modules here, because it's completely modular, this slice over here is the same as this one or this one from below. So for the first 3 modules you would need 12 pistons, 12 redstone, 9 gravity blocks, so gravel, sand, red sand, anvils, or just any kind of concrete powder, and 6 sticky pistons. And then for every module, for the 4th till the 15th module, you would need for every one of those 7 redstone, 4 pistons, 3 gravity blocks, and 2 sticky pistons. And of course you need at least 2 wires to activate the door, to open and close it. You also have to build them, but those you can just build like you want. So here's a version of the survival world. It also works. I've already built it, so this button is to close it, and this button is to open it. It was really hard to get that to work. So it's a slightly modified version here. It's just because I have compacted it after that much. So this is a slightly different version than the one I showed in the video. So first of all, we have here this area. And now you would need here a repeater pointing it into there. So then you would have here a block with a redstone dust, a repeater on 3 ticks. The next block here with the redstone dust. The next block on top of that repeater. Here a block. Here you can just place a slab. It's important to use a slab. A glass block would also work. So in the next step you would need here 2 redstone dust, a repeater on 3 ticks, a block above here, and an observer facing upwards from here, and a block on top of the observer. You would also now need here a redstone dust, here a block. Here you could put the first repeater, there's the second one. Important, you have to put this repeater on 3 ticks and that one at the bottom on 2 ticks. So in the next step we would now need here 2 blocks with a repeater and a redstone. A block I mean. So this would power the pistons later. That's why you have here those repeaters. And you would also need here their repeater. No. So you would have to place now here a block and here a block. Here you would have redstone dust, a repeater on 3 ticks. Now you would have here a downward facing observers, 3 downward facing observers in a row. For the last one, I recommend to just go down here by 1 block to place it. Now you would need here another block with a repeater on 1 tick, here a repeater on 2 ticks, and there a redstone dust. So now we have finished this part, and now we can just continue with the piston layout. So you would need here redstone for powering the pistons, here another line of redstone, the next line of redstone here, and again at the top a line of redstone to activate the piston. So this is the version for 3. You can also just do 1 because everything we do on the first slice we also do on the second and third. And now we would put here 3 pistons on top of 2 rows of sticky pistons, and then you would need here your 9 gravity blocks. So you would have it like this. And now you can test if it works by just placing a button down there and activating it. And now you should see it work. And now we can build our door here, just 3, 4, 5, and then activate it. It's very important to activate it then, so that you exactly know where to place those pistons. Go up by 4 blocks. Then place here 3 pistons that are facing down. It's important you do it on every slice here. And the reason why the first 3 slices have a different material list than the other ones is because we also have up here something to activate the pistons. And that's a bit different because we need those wires here also for activating it. Down there it just didn't work. So now you would need here those 3 lines of redstone. Then you would need here a block. There's the next block, repeater on 3 ticks. Another block, another block there. Blocks there with a redstone dust. And then you would need here 2 more blocks, repeater on 3 ticks, and redstone dust. And then it's finished. So you can now also just close the door by placing a button here at the side. So here you would just activate it. And you see it just closed very easily. And here you can now just build something. So you see we already now have here a wall. So we can open it. Wait until it's closed. And then you can close it again. And that's quite cool. That's really cool. So you can now just get a wire. I have not included this in the material list because everyone will because you can just build a wire wherever you want. So you can build your own wire. Then you would have here a few redstone going down maybe, or just something different to open the door. You can also don't leave the area while it's working or walk around too much, because it could happen that the gravity blocks glitch inside of each other. This also will happen if any of those repeaters is set wrong. It could very likely happen to you. It's just working fine with those mechanics. So I have, if I would just set here this repeater on 1 tick maybe, you would see here those blocks already glitched inside of each other, and you don't want to have that. It's just, you just can't use it then again. So it's very important to have all of those repeaters set on the right tick. And it will just break your door if you don't do it. And for the top, I mostly just use a torch tower. It's just the easiest thing you can do, but it's your decision what you do, how you activate it. There are just so many different ways to activate it. I'm not gonna show them here. Now I have placed the buttons at the wall here, so you can see it's also working. And to expand the system, it's also super easy. You just have to copy this slice here over, so you would have there a piston. You would need now. There are redstone dust here. There's those 2 sticky pistons and a piston. Here a block with a redstone. Next block and next block with redstone above. And there's a floor here. 3 gravity blocks. The door for the top. Here, and here, the next block. So there are 3 redstone and 3 pistons facing downward here. So that would also just be the easy. It's also super easy to expand. So you see it's closing. And then you can open it again. It's not a problem expanding this. It's just super easy to expand. And this down here, it's just compacted so much. I spent just a long time on working on this because I tried to make it as compact as possible. So it's just a lot of effort because I wanted to make it as small as possible. Because the first version of it I had, it was just a giant redstone mess. But this is quite compact for that. It powers a triple piston extender with gravity blocks that can very easily glitch inside of each other since the latest version that just came out a day ago or so. And it's just super hard to construct it because one tick delay, too much or not enough, and the thing will break. I said 15 is the limit, and as you see, the 16s didn't get activated, and also the reset gets messed up very quickly. So you see the 14th block even gets messed up because the signal isn't strong enough, and it's just super hard to make it work at this point, and this is just super weird. So let's activate the closing again. Will that do something? No. Because of some reason the back won't activate because here is no repeater. That's the reason why. So you would have to add the repeater at the top. So you would have this here, 14 blocks. And to make it 15, you would have to replace the redstone dust in front of the repeater. So you would finally have the 15 wide version, but 16 isn't possible. You would have to add some contraptions with the repeaters at the top that it would work. So the 16th block would never activate down below or at the top. It's just not possible to make it working. So it's only 15 wide, but it's possible to make it 16 wide or even bigger with another trick. So you would have there this line there, and you would have with one block gap. You would have here a line with repeaters and redstone, and at some point this line would lead with a repeater in there. So it would go this. And then and then here it's just for showing now. You would build the repeaters every 15 blocks, and then you can place here the next repeater to power it. So you have to do it in all of those lines, also at the top. So it would be quite expensive, but it is possible to make such a large machine. It is possible, and it could also be possible to make this 4 high. So where it extends, but it's just super hard because I think the wall can then only be 4 high from the push limit. It's just really hard. Normal players would think this would just be a way, or that at one point there would be a small door, but who would think of a 15 wide door? No one. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like this video, write a comment down below, or subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.